Welcome back to Motorsport Manager, Race 8 of the 2022 year. We're wrapping up what is now a lame duck season and really just looking forward to next year. 47 points behind the leaders, 17 behind Toyota. Getting up to second still possible. Catching Jackie Chan, that's a pipe dream. So we're focusing in on our development and we're going to work towards the off season. Aside from the usual switching around, we brought in some new faces in the pit crew. Nagendran here, good refueler, but here he's just in there for the tires. Another one here. Excellent refueler and pretty good on the tires. Wood here is burnt out, and I think we lost somebody on the front jack spots. I'm not sure who it was. I want to wait and see if that resolves itself over the off season. Davizak here had the screw up in the last race, so we've got some people really needing a long time of recovery. And so we've got a much bigger field of people at the moment. Some that are just here for backup reasons, but at the moment I don't think I can get rid of anybody, so I'm just going to sort of stick with a much larger group and maybe sort that out for the next race. Once again, we remain second behind Jackie Chan in terms of the overall pit crew. A little over a week on as we prepare for Phoenix, and we have a problem with the electronic control unit. I should have seen it sooner. Yes, you should have. We can fix it, but it's going to cost us. If we don't act now, we'll use some of that fuel efficiency. Well, since we don't have big aims for the rest of the year, we're going to save the money. Just say it's too expensive, and we'll get that fuel efficiency back next year when we build a new chassis. We just save the money to invest in that. And it's time for a vote about shortening the practice sessions to medium. I would prefer not to do that. Let's see how much voting power we have left. We have 4. I'm okay with putting 2 on this. So you got 2 of them are 4, and 4 of them are undecided. But I don't want to invest more than 2 points in it. I'm hoping that'll be enough. It may not be. But if I invest more than that, I'm not going to have much left for next year. We may have more critical things. So let's see how this rolls. There's another vote with us. That's big in this small of a situation. Ugh, ugh, ugh. It passed anyway. Another wasted vote for us. Well, that sucks. We'll still have enough most of the time, but there'll be some times when we can't quite get to all of the trim that we're going to want to get, unfortunately, now. Yuck. Oh well. It's now time for Phoenix. Here's what Martin Haven has to say. S&P likely to struggle. They did boost their factory during the run-up to this, so they're making some long-term investments. Wouldn't want to be in that car this weekend. Toyota's Pietro Fittipaldi going to follow it up with another win. And Gary Paffett says a podium finish is doable for Toyota, so they're looking strong. Here's what we've been working on. Phoenix is about the engine, which of course is spec, the nose, and the, spoiler. We're now trying to max out this right here, and these are the only 2 parts we can still improve for next year that aren't spec. So those are getting pretty close. We're going to do them between this race and the next one. But I think we got the gearboxes just high enough that we can put them on the car. Because gearbox is not a crucial item. So I think 81% should be able to cover it. So if we take a look there. No reason to change anything else. And that will get us up to an estimated position of 5th and 2nd. And actually, let's switch these around. Even things out a little bit more. 5th still. And 2nd. Okay, it's not going to make any difference. But still, got all of our best parts out there now. We just want to improve them as much as we can. And what do they say about this overall? We're still 3rd. But our gearbox is no longer the worst. United Autosports is worse. We're still behind everybody else. But again, we didn't have many options with them. So at least we've boosted it up some. Still 2nd on the nose. And number 1 in the spoiler category. No more negative events or anything like that. We do want to pop in our sponsors, though, before we do this. We've got a 3-star sponsor for a potential bonus one. 4-star Rexona and Siemens upfront versus fixed. And this is interesting. This one is a better deal over the long term, but we're really just talking about next year, which means 10 more races, 11 more races. And over that period, Rexona would actually be better, give us more money for the off season. So even though it's slightly less, like it'd be about 50,000 per race less, I think for our current situation, Rexona is the better thing. So we're gonna go ahead and take that money, and we'll be in a much better position going into the off season. Now we will get to, I think I'll be able to sign replacements for AT&T and Ray-Ban before the off season hits, which I should be able to get that money as well. Here's hoping. Okay, so all of the usuals. It's going to be warm in Phoenix. I have to think we're going to be going with medium tires, and again, we can always come back and revisit, but we'll do the 7-7 split there. Well, you're looking here at our qualifying results, and they were not great. 8th and 11th. And given the situation, again, it's very competitive, but the engine spec, we're doing well on the nose and the spoiler, which are the 2 other crucial parts. And I'm convinced that our drivers are simply the problem. Our drivers are simply not good enough. We've got a strong pit crew. Our staff is the best. They were talking about how much they love our mechanics. But even with those advantages, we're losing out to some of the other teams. And so I think going forward, and I was thinking this way already, but we definitely got to work on our drivers. And of course, we've got a fan here who says, yeah, you've got a crazy awesome driver lineup. No. Poor qualifying session, you need to step it up, etc. It was a dry qualifying. There were no problems in terms of getting our performance. We just couldn't keep up the speed. So I think we're going to be in trouble for the rest of this season, which, okay, but we need to try to get better drivers. There was one driver who showed up who wanted to find a new job, and he wouldn't sign with us. He wouldn't even consider it. And it was a good driver that would have been an upgrade. So we're just going to have to try to find any reasonably inexpensive options like that we can get. In any case, the soft tires are not the tire to go with. We're going to stick with the mediums. They indeed have the distance. Discovered that to be the correct set. Of course, our setups are just fine. Yeah, that's not too exciting. I don't like the idea of having Goddard go first either. I'm going to go with Mueller. And then, nope, back up to tire choice. Medium. Now, we're getting about 1:20 laps. Let's try this again. Fuel options. Yes, 1:20 per lap. So, if we're going to go the distance we need to go, Going to need to get about 54 laps out of this thing. So we're going to cut down quite a bit and go with 35 laps of fuel. And see how that does things. See our form any better here? Not a lot. And again, the Grau, I'd only want to get one set out of him. Okay, we'll start with Castelli. So not too impressed with our driver form either. Let's hope this improves, because right now this race not looking too spectacular. You can see at the top we've got Jackie Chan, strong showing there. United Autosports looking underwhelming. Rebellion, Toyota, on and on it goes. So Mueller in 8th will start things off for us. And yeah, our form, again, not looking great here at the start. So Castelli down to last. Up, now she's popping up. And Mueller slides. Of course, we're being Phoenix, not expecting any rain. But it never hurts to check on it. So she's down to 10th now. Mueller up to 5th. And it's weird to me that they picked us 2nd and 5th. Like, the predictions, we usually do better than predictions. They picked us 2nd and 5th, and then we do 8th and 11th in qualifying. I mean, it seems like we've been gradually moving up, but then unable to back that up in the race. Our setup's good. It's 98% for both cars. And it just leaves me wondering, you know, what am I missing? Fourth and 9th. And there was a collision. But I think we're looking okay. And I'm back into, I don't think I brought enough fuel mode here. Maybe I needed to have 40 laps. We'll see. Of course, we're going to be doing the back and forth with the hybrid eventually. Too early to tell for sure. I'm just getting a little nervous about it, but I do want to try to be aggressive on those things and also, you know, find the right numbers. I have adjusted, of course, to the balanced pit stops, and you know, I want to take all of the strategy gains I can from this season and bring them into the next one. So where would 5th and 9th set us? Well, we'd gain some points on Jackie Chan, pretty even with Toyota. Rebellion would win the race, but they'd be, yeah, I mean, solid result, but nothing spectacular by any stretch, and we definitely would want to do better. 5th and 7th. Approaching the halfway point of this stint. You know what, maybe we will have enough fuel. We'll see. I'm not going to panic too much till it gets about that 1 hour mark. Both drivers at this point have upgraded to solid. They're up to 4th and 6th. Yeah, some of the other drivers pitting, I didn't even look at the tire choices they made, but They were not all spectacular. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. So that's going to help us as well. Second and fourth, and right up there with the leaders, but again, some of the others have pits, so we don't want to get too excited about this until it sees what happens with our pit stops. But on the other hand, them pitting early, if we stay a pit stop up on them the whole race, that'll be nice. We have taken the lead. See the tire temperature slowly moving up. We might be able to be a little aggressive here at the end, especially with the temperature dropping. But definitely not until the end. And the tire's holding up good. Tire wear and fuel burn are both high in Phoenix. As always, it being a fast, quickly moving track. Castelli still hanging around the 5 mark while Mueller continues to improve. And he has slipped out of that number 1 position. By quite a ways now. Nagy sort of running away with it. And there's the 1 hour mark. Yeah, we don't want to go aggressive on the tires at all. Looks like the tires are actually going to be just enough to last. Want to be careful on the fuel as well. All right, we'll slow it down a bit here. We're back in first, though. First and third. Most of the cars having now come in. We're going to go hybrid on Mueller. Castelli has not used quite as much fuel, interestingly. Yeah, and we're going to go red on the tires. We're not going to be able to get really long stints here, so we're going to want to hit these stops right on the nose wherever possible. I want to go long, if anything, early in the race rather than doing it later. Yeah, let's go hybrid there. So I'm going to want to stay with about the same level of fuel or a little bit less, I think. So we'll take, whoa, what was that? Okay, not as high as I thought. Never mind. Probably Goddard next. We'll see. So I think I want Castelli to come in this time. Oh yeah, Ludwig and Negrau. I did see a 10 in there. Okay. I could do them in either order. But with Ludwig at a 9, even though Negrau's looking great, we're going to go that direction. Switch to new mediums. And I'm going to go just a hair less. Let's go with 33 laps of fuel. See how that works out. Balanced pit stops, 15% risk. I will take it. Muller's going to get a bit extra time in the car here, I think. Okay. Yeah, we'll switch to Goddard. Give him his run. And yeah, we're not going to have that much hybrid energy left when you're done. An effective pit stop there. So yeah, I thought the mediums were going to have some extra wear to go with this, but in actuality, they're going to be just about right on the line. Mistake with the refueling, almost 5 seconds. Hopefully that's the only one. We shall see. We'll probably have to conserve a bit on the rest of the cars in terms of their tires. As a matter of fact, that's probably a good idea, given the tire wear, to go ahead and conserve them so they last longer. Don't get as much into that red zone. One car has not pit yet, but we're 5th and 8th. So, middle of the pack are a little bit better. Definitely not winning any awards. Oh, what'd you do now? You locked up the tires. Could have done without that, because now we're especially going to want to make sure they're conserved. Switch back to neutral on the tires for a while. Yeah, 5th and 8th now. Everybody's in. Moving up a spot each, 4th and 7th. What would that do for us? Well, we'd lose even more ground to Jackie Chan. We'd lose to United, lose to Rebellion. We'd get a little closer to Toyota. But yeah, again, I mean, we've got to be... And now we switch to 5th and 7th anyway. Well, it looks like we're just basically holding the tires there now. Yep, probably due to the temperature. Temperature will probably start rising just a bit on them. 5th and 6th. So Ludwig trying to compete here, driving well, still at 7.6, not as good as he was doing earlier, but still strong. Now the tire temperature going up very slowly. So we'll be able to do conserve a little bit later. And I can't complain about the way the drivers are going right now. Fourth and 5th. And now we're starting to get drivers coming in for their second pit, so once again, our place in the standings. Not too reliable. A little over halfway through this second stint now. Whirling around the track here at Phoenix, a third of the way through the race. And really just trying to get through the season at this point. Get through the season with no disasters. Our team marketability is already maxed out. Maybe we can get some minor boosts for the drivers. But it's about making the money more than anything else. Which, that's one nice thing about the qualifying. We did finish 8th and 11th, but 8th was the spot that we needed to hit for a bonus payment. So at least we got that. We didn't fail on the financial front as we keep trying to put more money away. All right, let's take this opportunity and just back off to conserve again. Particularly with Ludwig's tires due to that earlier mistake really dropping it. Yep. That's why I'm backing off you, buddy. And that's about right. So we'll go neutral. Got around... No. Got around 10 minutes left on this stint. And of course, I'd like Ludwig to get as much time here in the fired up zone as he can. No. Ugh. Yeah, and his fuel is not going to do him any favors. Got a little bit more there with Ludwig. Yep, we know. We're going to watch it. Matter of fact, I should probably just keep this at a reasonably slow pace. Ludwig's going to come in first. And he can burn a little more fuel as well. Whereas Goddard, obviously not. Let's just double check Goddard and see how much fuel he uses this next lap. Crosses the line at 0.83. Okay, yeah, he's got a few more laps of fuel left in him. He'll make it. So Ludwig, you know what? I think I'm gonna go long here. He's gonna do this lap and one more. And I think we're about where we want to be on the fuel for each set. All right. Yep, it's time for you to come in. Negrau, you're going to take your run. You're going to burn the snot out of your tires. This we know. We're also going to need to give you a couple more laps of fuel. 48 seconds. And then Goddard will come in the next time around. Vantour at 5. Could be worse. You're not going to have a bunch of fuel left. Battery's going to be fairly low. I'm going to go a little bit high on you as well. Make sure you have a little bit over the 33 instead of just under it. Just a hair more fuel. Make sure you can do what you need to do. And hopefully we're not going to have any more pit mistakes. The odds would say we have a decent shot at that. Car number 2. Still nothing. Car number 1. Goddard will take a seat. Good job. Go conserve. And of course, Negrau running well, Van Hoor running solid. And we're going to just wait and see what happens when our version of the Brazilian Blur decides to chill out and race normally. Yeah, stop pushing then, buddy. It's an old story. Everybody's in, though, and we've got the top 2 positions. So, we could have something here. Go hybrid. Van Hoor down to 3rd. What'd you do now? Oh, he went wide on the turn. Okay. All right. Chill it out. Medium, conserve. And hang out that way for a while. Thought I sent him on hybrid. Okay, go neutral. Alright, speed this up, and we'll look to match up our energy levels. Fairly close there, not quite all the way. Nearing the halfway point of the race, 1st and 3rd. And, you know, I mean, if we maintained this, obviously we would be looking very good indeed. Not sure if we can, but we will see. Now we're back into the normal temperature range. Negrau still has more fuel. He's not using that much extra fuel, actually. I think I'm going to go with him just being +1 on laps of fuel in the future. Meanwhile, he's got more tire wear, but we are also a lot more room to conserve him, so we could be okay here. Come on. We look very comfortable, by the way, in the top 3. Obviously, we've got this car right here, which, let's switch back here. Rebellion Racing. It's not even one of our top competitors. So we're smoking Jackie Chan and Toyota. But the issue there is, you know, we don't just wait to get this down here. There we go, tire temperature. But getting the winner points, 2nd place versus, you know, 3rd, I mean, that's a significant gap there. So, yeah, tires are where we want them. We've just passed the halfway point of the race. They're going to start coming in for their 3rd pit stop. So, on that 2nd pit stop change, we really seem to pull away, and I'm not sure of the exact reason for it, and at this point I don't really care. It's just nice to be successful, even though it appears to be too late for this year. Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself. But let's say we win the top 2 spots. See, it's still It all depends on what happens with Jackie Chan. But maybe there's a chance that we could be close enough that if we dominate the last race, we could still pull this out. It may not be completely over if we finish super strong in this one. It would still be a real long shot no matter what. But first things first. This is definitely the best we've looked in a long time, so I don't know, qualifying was an aberration. We didn't start off that great. But something happened in that transition that really helped us move up, and I was concentrating on my own drivers, not so much why that was, which I still think is the best approach. Looking pretty good for this stint. 8.4 for Negrao. Loving the way he's driving. Van Hoor up around 6, so that's good as well. We got a nice lead now, and a couple other drivers going to come in and pit before us, but how far back we fall when we pit, of course, that's going to be the key thing. Okay. It's time to back this off again. Alright, it's about as low as we can go on those tires. But we're not quite there yet for Van Hoor, so we can get a little bit more mileage. There we go. Neutral there as well. Switch both drivers back to harvest. And yeah, just a few minutes left on this stint, so we're going to stick with what we have going right now. I want to make sure Negrao goes both drivers go about all the way to their driving limit. Time-wise. Yeah, Negrao's got lots of fuel, actually. More than I thought he would have. So we're going to have less fill up there. Maybe lower it by a lap or two for next time on this car. About 4 minutes or so left in this stint. We've got a big lead, though. I mean, it looks like we're in control of this race. I'm not going to get too excited about it until after we pit, but I do think we're in a strong enough position that I'm going to switch to safe pits now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep, missed on that. I think I caught it just in time, though. Okay, so Negrao is going to want to finish this lap and do one more. And use up as much of that. You know what? Let's switch to hybrid now. So I don't want to have too much energy going in. Yeah, that's the right spot. He'll be just over the line. Ludwig or Thelye, and they both are just over their time. So this is all working out time-wise. It's going the way I want it. Ludwig is looking the better now. I don't have a reason to go against that approach. I'm going to be pretty good on energy. I'm going to drop you down to 30. And we are going to go with the safe. 4-second loss. But I really think we're in a strong enough position to do it. Well, car number 1 has not been doing as good on the fuel all race long. We're going to stick with 33 here. And boy, Mueller looking great. That's going to help us also. So more and more I'm loving the way this race is shaping up. So you're going to be all the way up at 52 seconds. That's fine. Okay, switching the Grau to Ludwig. And we go safe, and you screw up the tires anyway. 7-second mistake. Egads. That hurts. That really hurts, because we're playing the odds, and the odds do not go in our favor. That better be our last pit stop mistake of this race. Could have trouble finding a good pit crew for the last one, but, you know, you got to get to the last one first. Okay. See, we're still first and second. Not a huge lead here, though. Their tires are worse than ours. We're in better position there. Let's go conserve. We're playing the long game here. We're going conserve. Both drivers, though, looking great. We really should be able to make some good hay on this stint. And if we can, we'll be in a really strong position. Mueller gains the spot, then drops to third. And, yeah, looks like we lost the first spot. They went with a speed boost. And we're on conserve right now. We can't worry too much about that. Doesn't really matter as much where we are now as it does where we're going to end up towards the end of the stint. There we go. Now we're matched up and everything. Just over 2 hours to go. We're not far behind, and we look pretty good for second and third, but, you know, they're around too. There's a lot of life. Doggone it. Boost it to neutral. I went too far down. Now we seem to be pulling away here. Second and third right behind them. Our cars are right on top of each other. 10 and 10. Both drivers driving perfectly right behind the leader. Go get them, boys. And yeah, they're going into pit, so now we are going to go get them. That's their fourth pit stop, and they're going with hard tires with almost 2 hours left. There's no way that last driver is going to last 2 hours, though, is there? Because if they don't, then they're going to have to take one more pit stop than we do, and this race is ours. Weather's still holding steady. It's going to cool off more later. Haven't checked it in too long, but we're in Phoenix. I don't normally have to check it here. Yeah. I like us to coast to the finish here. Still both drivers at a perfect 10. And it looks like car number 1 under Mueller is going to take it, but I don't care who wins. If we win. Okay, so let's assume that the pit order remains the same. Okay, see, Jackie Chan is I wish they had fewer points in this race. But having said that, 29 points, which mean a 15-point win in the final race to get us on top. That's a lot, but it's not out of the question. Like, if we were to able to duplicate the results here exactly, then it would be very, very close at the end of that race. So it's a real long shot, but the fact of the matter is our showing here means the door is not closed all the way. It's just slightly ajar, you might say. Less than half an hour on this stint. And of course, we're in the mode now, don't screw it up. Because if you get close enough in that one race, there's always the chance on either side, crash, retirement. You never know what disaster might befall you. Even drive-through penalties can have a significant effect. And I don't really see anything happening there like as a likelihood, but two drivers right next to each other now. Lead is almost a minute. And, whatever pit stop we do shouldn't take us that long, 50 seconds or so. So it continues to be our race to lose. And I believe it's time to back off on the tires again. Keep them going as long as possible. Hybrid. Yep, and we don't have that much fuel in either car. Although now we have more in the first car, which is kind of amusing. The other thing is we don't want to cut our fuel too short at the end. Okay, now let's go back to neutral. And we're going to ride with Ludwig here, who's now in the zone, but more importantly has to pit first. And just took over the first place again. Nice to see our cars competing for this top spot, although, back and forth they go. And our top competition now pitting. So maybe 3 more laps, something like that to go. Then after we come in and come back out, I definitely want to take another look at those standings. And yeah, let's definitely go. Let's burn some more fuel here and harvest. Went a little bit lower on the hybrid than I wanted. All right. I can get away with one more lap. Yeah, let's do it. They're driving well enough. Let's get away with that final. Well, hold on. Because I won't be able to get away with it for both of them. I can only get away with it for one. Ludwig is fired up, so we're going to pit Mueller. Okay, we've got to go back to Goddard or Van Hoor. Van Hoor's... they're fairly even. We'll go Goddard. Now, how much fuel do I want? I think a couple less than normal, but not... And again, I want to play it a little bit safe. So I'm going to go with 30. Yep. We're gonna make the pit right now. Kazthelyi. Nope. We're not doing that. We're not going to be that crazy. Whoa, okay. You're going to be out of fuel? Really? Let's take a look what you have. Okay, we'll go hybrid then. Did I actually... I might have gotten a point penalty there, actually. I might have misjudged it. I think I did. I think I misjudged it by a lap and got a point penalty. Doggone it. Yep, I did. And that point could end up really mattering, too. That could be not a nothing thing. Shoot. Oh well. So we'll go conserve. Speed our way around the track. We've got an hour and change. So yeah, now I'm just hoping for Jackie Chan to sort of falter here. It's a 30-point gap if nothing happens to them. Let's see, where are they? They're in third. But their other team is only back in seventh. So who knows what happens with them. But I don't see that they're not going to pit again with that much tire left, I don't think. Oh, yep. There I am, pondering the state of the universe. And not matching up my stuff here. Neutral on the tires, less than an hour to go. Pretty much a 1-minute lead, though. So strong performance here in the final race of the year, or second final race of the year, for Alpine Matmut. We're going to have to wait till the last one, of course, see what it all means. They are catching us some. I think that was the other... Yeah, Jackie Chan has actually moved up some. Point 30 still. So they must have been in 6th before when I looked at it. Went quite low on the hybrid there, so we'll just harvest for a while. Check our park condition. Okay, nose is a little iffy. Everything else is fine there. I think we're good here. We should have enough to finish this out. And here comes the half an hour point. Just got to run out the clock. Okay, looks like they went in and pit. Or something, yeah. Probably reached a driver endurance limit, so... Yeah, that would change things up quite a bit there. It'd be very key how that final bit turns out. Let's make sure we take care of our business, though. Both of our drivers still competing. It's nice to see them so close to each other. We will get a little bit more performance gain out of one of the gearboxes and one of the other parts before the next race. So we're not totally done improving. Mostly, but not totally. And oh, I didn't switch you over. Okay. Let's even that up again. Yeah, a minute and a half now. 15 minutes on the track. They're still shifting around. We'll see where that ends up at the end of the race. I'm not sure who's going to do what. 6 laps to go, which should be more than enough. Just want to run that down. Keep going around the track quickly, down to 10 minutes, plus the bonus lap, of course, that you've always got to complete. About 2 laps. That's probably... You know what? We should just stay on hybrid now. Just stay on hybrid. Make sure we don't run out of fuel. I don't think we have any reason to do anything else. We've got plenty of time with both of these drivers. The only question is which of our drivers is going to win. Because Thely's tire's getting there, but they're not going to have enough time for that to matter. And all kinds of interruptions here. I've just finished the race, please. And Goddard coming through to win it. All right. First and second. Well, I did not see this coming the way that everything went earlier in the race, but I'm not complaining. All of a sudden, we're just barely back in it. Penalties could be key here. We lost a point. Jackie Chan got a drive-through penalty. That's right, they ran into us earlier in the race. They did get the pole, though, and that hurt us. They did finish 3rd and 6th, so they boosted back up there at the end. But still, 1st and 2nd. And so we've got 2nd place and 5th. There, 7th for our other drivers. Okay, it's a 30-point gap. We're just ahead of Toyota. So, for the last race, we need to finish at least even with Toyota. Win by 15 to 16 points. 16 points to win, 15 to tie. I don't know who they'd give it to if it was a tie. So... yeah, pretty much win by 16. I mean, we won by that much or a little bit more this time. We'd pretty much have to dominate the last race, but it is possible. Hashtag egomaniac on Zane Goddard. That's funny. Delighted at a high finishing position. Darn right I'm delighted. Well, Mueller clearly the star of car number 1. Solid showings by Van Hoor and Goddard, but nothing too exciting. And yeah, Ludwig and Negrau both driving great for car number 2. Negrau getting some boosts, and I don't think he boosted anything permanently, but he's very close to improving the overtaking. I may even want to keep him around. We will see. Of course, the money overall not as good because we took the lump sum payment for the one sponsor. All right, it's all going to come down to Sydney. Let's just take a look. Oh, rain. Rain could help us. Gearbox. Yes, our worst part, but nose and top speed. Yeah, the gearbox being a key part, that really puts a damper in our chances. I mean, and it's a real long shot, but we have a shot. That's more than I thought we had going into Phoenix. So we'll see what happens. Can we pull off a miracle, near miracle, in Sydney? Or does Jackie Chan take it home and send us home crying for New Year? That'll be coming up next time. More Motorsport Manager along with it. Thanks for watching.